even harder. Sometimes I stay in the gym from midnight all the way to 5, 6 in the morning. And these are actual facts because of you guys. I love you. I know that the hate is just a disguise of embracing my love for you guys. You guys wish you could be like me, and it's fine. You can be like yourself. All right, Teofimo.
Teofimo Lopez doesn't just train, he sacrifices. Midnight to sunrise in the gym, not for a paycheck but to prove a point. He spins the hate into fuel, calling it love in disguise. But let's be honest, is this confidence or is it deflection? Is Teo using hate as motivation or masking insecurity with bravado?
He's nice. Excuse me. He said, Teo, Ryan Garcia with fight hype. So, I just got an extra chance. Did Barbosa do anything at all tonight that presented any sort of challenge for you?
No, not at all. I don't think he presented any type of challenge other than, him just trying to find that rhythm and be awkward at sometimes. But it's boxing. I just had to adjust and change it up a little bit and show to the judges mainly that I was being the more active.
When asked if Barbosa challenged him, Lopez barely lets the question land. No, not at all. But then, he admits he had to adjust to Barbosa's awkward rhythm. That's the contradiction. In legal terms, that's a partial concession. He says there was no threat, yet still had to adapt. So which is it? Sometimes what a fighter won't admit says more than what he does. And that brings us to a bigger question. Did this fight bring out the best in him?
Fighter that night.
You often criticize. Sometimes they say, hey, you're up, you're down, depending on the opponent. Is Barbosa somebody that you feel like brought the best out of you, or have you not even seen that yet?
I don't want to derail or take away from what he's done, but yeah, definitely. You guys haven't seen the best of me yet. So much more to improve.
Lopez gives a respectful nod to Barbosa, but quickly pivots. You haven't seen the best of me yet. That's a classic reputation strategy. Elevate your ceiling, regardless of the last result. In courtroom terms, it's kicking the verdict down the road. Do you think Teo's still leveling up, or is he protecting his image?
Talk to me a little bit of champ about the card tonight. Obviously, there's a shocker, in the main event.
Absolutely.
Rolly pulled it off. He said he would. He said, people would be surprised, but he knew what he was going to do. What do you think about his performance?
No, I'm very happy for Rolly. Sad short shot for Ryan Garcia, but hey, look, don't overlook anybody. And, I think Rolly had a great game plan. He listened to his team very well, and before he went to the event, my father told him, just keep your right hand up the whole night, and that's it. You'll win the fight, and he did that, and he looked great.
Now let's shift focus, because the real shocker wasn't Teo's win. It was Rolly Romero stunning Ryan Garcia. Lopez doesn't just praise Rolly, he claims insider credit, saying his own father gave Rolly the winning advice: keep your right hand up. If true, that's not just support. It's strategic interference from a rival camp. In legal sports terms, there's no conflict of interest here, but it does raise eyebrows. Did Lopez's camp influence the outcome, even indirectly? Do you think that kind of cross-team advice is fair game, or crossing a line?
You saw what Devin did in the other fight on the card. He got the W, maybe not in the way that he wanted. I spoke to Eddie.
No, that's the way he wants it. That's the way the Haney's definitely wanted. That was, for them, excellent boxing. That's Mayweather.
Lopez goes further, labeling Haney's win as textbook, calling it Mayweather new money. That's not a dig, it's branding. He's casting Haney as the modern blueprint of business-first boxing. It's praise, but also a challenge. Mayweather didn't just win, he changed the game. Is Haney ready for that pressure?
New money. That's the Mayweather edition of their plans.
Were you surprised by Ryan Garcia's performance tonight? A fantastic victory for Rolly Romero. Almost made it look kind of easy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was surprised how he. I think he just never recovered from that check hook that Rolly did on him. So, I think he was too hesitant, and maybe the hunger is not there like it should be for Ryan Garcia. But hopefully he gets back on his feet.
And then comes the post-mortem on Ryan Garcia. Teo says it plainly. The hunger might be gone. That check hook broke him and he never recovered. That's a devastating indictment coming from a peer. No disrespect, just diagnosis. Do you think Ryan's hunger is fading? Or was it just an off night? Still, Lopez hopes for a Ryan versus Haney rematch, not out of rivalry, but out of respect for what it could have been.
And hopefully we still see the rematch between himself and Devin Haney.
You were super outgoing all fight week. I asked Ryan in the build-up, I said, is it hard when you're doing big podcasts?
As the interview shifts, Teo hints at the difference between talking and training, between podcasting and performing, between showing up online and showing up in the ring. In the court of public opinion, Ryan's already on trial. But Teo, he's building his case punch by punch.
Your opponent, you seem like the only one who maybe kept that focus in there. What was the whole build-up like for you? This was different, right?
It's our job. It's our job to entertain everyone, all of you that are watching. It's our job to give everybody a show. I mean, we're having so many people cross over. We had 200 or 300 special talent guests around watching us fight tonight in the ring. So you got to live up to it. You have to. And I'm that type of person that always wants to exceed.
As media chaos swirled around them, Lopez kept laser focused. Why? Because in his own words, it's our job to entertain. With hundreds of celebrities in the crowd, Lopez saw it as a duty, not a distraction. That's showbiz and strategy. When the lights go up, Teo doesn't shrink, he leans in. Do you think fighters today are entertainers first or athletes first?
To those expectations.
Do you feel like now you're finally going to start getting the credit that you feel like you deserve? You've achieved so much in the sport at such a young age. Do you feel now that people are really giving you your props?
I don't know, man. Success, that's one thing about success. You're never satisfied. I don't think I'll ever be satisfied. I think that doing it, showing it for so long, never got the credit for it. Just keep it like that. I prefer it that way.
Lopez is asked if he's finally getting the credit he deserves. His answer? No, and maybe he never will. But there's power in that. I prefer it that way, he says. That's not bitterness. That's branding. Playing the overlooked. King. In a courtroom, this is declining settlement and demanding trial. Betting on your own case instead of waiting for public validation.
I need people to give me the flowers anymore.
Do you think tonight is evidence that Ryan is a different fighter since his suspension?
That's for everyone else to think about. I don't like to get in that crossfire because it's still like ongoing, and definitely don't want to support someone that is a cheat or not a cheat. That's the toss up, and I don't want. I'd rather focus on like Ryan, just do better. Trust yourself more.
Then the elephant in the room. Is Ryan Garcia a different fighter since his suspension? Lopez sidesteps it masterfully. No accusations, no endorsements. Just, that's for everyone else to decide. A smart legal dodge, no liability. Either way. Do you respect Teo for staying neutral? Or should top fighters speak up about PEDs in boxing?
Everybody, give everybody somebody very reflective, somebody who's always intellectually thinking. When you look back and you reflect on this fight, even if you did dominate, is there a takeaway or a lesson you took from it, at least personally too?
Just throw more combinations. That's it. I think from this fight, I just learned that I got to throw a little bit more combinations because they don't know. They're scared of me. I mean, you're fighting the best fighter you've ever faced. So I just got to trust that a little bit more going into these.
Asked to reflect, Lopez goes inward. He needs to trust his power more, throw more combinations. Why? Because as he puts it, they're scared of me. Not arrogance, awareness. He sees fear in their eyes, and he's learning to exploit it. When your opponent fears you before the first punch, you've already won half the fight.
Next fights.
What was the dominant win over Boots for your career and legacy?
Still the same thing. Nothing changes. Just me being happy that I claimed 3 Ring magazines at 28 years young. I think that's historic for me. I think I will embrace that win more, just knowing that I did it. But I could care less what others think because they're not right.
When asked about legacy, Lopez shrugs. 3 Ring magazine belts at 28. Historic, yes. But again, he downplays it. I could care less what others think. He's chasing fulfillment, not fans. This isn't about public opinion. It's about personal precedent. He's writing his own ruling on greatness.
They're not me. They don't know how to fight.
You were the only Ring Magazine champion tonight.
Gracias. Ya tú sabes.
You were the only Ring Magazine champion. We spoke about this before.
Yep.
You were on first, but you are the man at 140.
Yeah.
Who do you see yourself fighting next? Is it Hitchens? Is it Keyshawn? Is it maybe Rolly down
Ron
the
and
line?
his boots. We want boots, 147.
So we done at 140?
I don't know, man. I can still keep my ring magazine and go up.
You want to play? You want to go up and come back down?
I might do it all, man. That's the takeover. That's the road.
The question now, what's next? Lopez confirms it. 140 may be finished. He wants Boots Ennis at 147. Says he might jump up, come back down, take it all. And then he drops the brand line again. That's the takeover. That's not just a slogan. It's a declaration of legal intent. Full conquest. Should Teo move up to 147 or stay and dominate at 140?
To us right now, we just want to take everything over.
Let's go.
Absolutely, let's
Last
do it.
question right here. We're gonna go eat.
I haven't had my burger yet.
We're gonna go eat.
Sportbox TV official.
And we're gonna
Sports
go
Box
eat.
TV, what up?
One more
What's
question.
good, Eddie? So, walking around when you were a young kid, walking around Times Square, I feel like the real reason. I feel like if I were to fight and I were to dominate in Times Square, I would be a little more turned up, a little more happy. Did it disappoint that fans weren't there, or there were only 300 and it was a very kind of intimate situation?
Finally, a human moment. Asked if the low attendance at Times Square was a letdown, Lopez says, yes and no. It wasn't what he dreamed as a kid, but he knew the deal. They told him in advance, and they delivered. All we had to do was our part. He wanted a crowd. What he got was closure.
I mean, it's like up and down, yes and no, but we were told that it was going to be this way, so I can't really get upset about that. They presented what they were going to do for Fatal Fury in Times Square, and they did that. So all we had to do was just do our part and go out there and get the job done. However, I can still say to everyone that we made history tonight. I defended my world titles once again successfully, and looking forward to bigger and better fights.